All right, y'all, this story here is really something. The right has negatively polarized themselves into despising the biggest pop star on the planet and football, the most American thing of all time. So I'm about to go through a list here. Virtually every conservative Republican star you can think of, or commentator or politician you could think of, they're all going after Taylor Swift relentlessly. So I'm going to walk you through this. It all started when Taylor Swift was dating Travis Kelce, started dating Travis Kelce. And, every now and then at the football games, they would show Taylor Swift on the screen because she was going to the games to support him. And, they put her up there for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds maximum throughout the course of the whole game. And that led to a massive backlash, So the other day, after one of these instances of Taylor being on the screen, perhaps 2 seconds longer than what conservatives could stand, we get this tweet from Vivek Ramaswamy. I wonder who's going to win the Super Bowl next month, and I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially, culturally propped up couple this fall. Just some wild speculation over here. Let's see how it ages over the next 8 months. So in other words, hey, the Chiefs won their game because perhaps it was rigged by the deep state, and perhaps they'll rig the Super Bowl for the Chiefs to win so that you give the spotlight to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and then in the bright lights of the Super Bowl, they'll endorse Joe Biden, which will make him cruise to re-election? Look, I'm not that guy who says there's no such thing as a conspiracy theory that's true. There's plenty of examples of conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. The Tuskegee experiments, right? Operation Northwoods. There's plenty of sketchy things that were born out of a smoke-filled back room. But then there's also the example of conspiracy theorists going so extreme and so far that they become like Alex Jones and everything is a conspiracy theory. Walk yourself through what you just said, Vivek Ramaswamy. Walk yourself through it in your own mind. There's no way even you believe that that's true. So they rigged the last game. They're going to rig the Super Bowl so that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce can come out and endorse Biden, and somehow, some way, magically, that'll help him cruise to re-election. So after this, we get this story. Trump allies pledge, quote, holy war against Taylor Swift. Taylor hasn't even endorsed Joe Biden's 2024 campaign, but Trump is already privately grousing he's, quote, more popular than her. So they go on to explain that, Trump has been low-key seething for a hot minute about Taylor Swift. And he feels threatened by her degree of popularity and adoration. And he's coping and being insecure and say, actually, you know what? I'm actually way more popular than her. I'm way more popular than her. And it looks like they're plotting and planning some sort of retaliation campaign if indeed Taylor Swift comes out and endorses Biden in 2024, like she did in 2020. But the thing that drives me crazy about it, I don't understand, the overwhelming majority of Hollywood celebrities are Democrats. They are normie Democrats, and they endorse normie Democrat candidates. Why, in this instance, are you so threatened, and is it so different from the other ones? They are really all up in their feelings over this thing. All right, so then we also have this. So Fox News has been raging and coping and seething over Taylor Swift maybe in the future endorsing Biden, even though she hasn't yet. I don't know what it is. There's something about her and Travis Kelce and this story that just makes them go full id. And they can't help themselves. So we have a little compilation here. Watch this.
Had enough of Taylor Swift for now.
She shouldn't be liberal. She should be a total conservative, given everything.
The Pentagon PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset.
Yesterday, she flew private from New York City to Baltimore. Yet she constantly talks about climate change. So just please don't believe everything Taylor Swift says. We're all begging you.
I think she should just stick to her singing and let her love life be what it is.
The New York Times just speculated she's a lesbian.
A new poll shows 18% of voters are likely to vote for whichever candidate Taylor Swift endorses.
Uh-oh.
Biden effectively has Taylor Swift as his VP.
A single post of hers led to 35,000 new registrants. That's arguably more power than the president.
She's sharing links. And her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, sponsored by Pfizer.
What's her stance on policy, economic policy, foreign policy?
I don't think that'll be.
So don't get involved. Don't get involved in politics. We don't want to see you there.
By the way, that's the other thing. They apparently hate Travis Kelce. Why? Because I believe he's endorsed by Bud Light, and he had some sort of a marketing deal with Pfizer, where he was out there and he was pushing the COVID vaccine. He's been in commercials where, you know, he basically says like, hey, go get the COVID vaccine. Like, don't die of COVID. And to them, that's like, oh, forget it. You are full on Illuminati, Bilderberg, deep state, trying to poison people and kill them with the death shot. And of course, Bud Light got the ire of conservatives relatively recently because they had some trans influencer do some sort of marketing campaign with them. And to the right, that's like, holy shit, you may as well have flown the planes into the Twin Towers, the reaction to that one. So they hate Travis Kelce for that, and they hate Taylor Swift because she's mega popular and the world's most normie Democrat, the world's most milquetoast Democrat of all time. The idea, by the way, that they also think she's like a deep state plot, a Pentagon asset, and like radical left, literally all of those things are the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And that is just... All right, but I'm not done yet. I got a hell of a lot more for you. So now we go to this guy, Greg Kelly, who I'm convinced is doing a bit and doesn't actually believe a goddamn word of what he says. It's his turn to go after Taylor Swift, as every single conservative personality has done over the past week.
The whole world is talking about Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift. I like the song called Style. I like the song where she's complaining about her boyfriend who lied to her. I like the song where she complains about the boyfriend who dumped her. I like the song about the girlfriend who let her down on the big night. She was expecting all the support at the party. I kind of have a problem, though, with the hardcore Taylor Swift fans. They are totally over the top, worshiping this woman. Have you seen any of the pictures of her in concert? I wouldn't go myself. I don't do that kind of thing anymore. But I think what they call it is they're elevating her to an idol, idolatry. This is a little bit what idolatry, I think, looks like, and you're not supposed to do that. In fact, if you look it up in the Bible, it's a sin. So I don't like that.
Now, needless to say, that is a rich argument coming from a Trump supporter. There was a poll that came out maybe 3 months ago which showed that Trump supporters take his word over literally anybody or anything else. Their mom, their dad, religious leaders, their best friend of 4 decades. They say, I don't care about facts or information or news. What Trump says is gospel. I mean, it doesn't even require an argument at this late date to say, hey, Trump's remaining supporters are absolutely cult-like and sycophantic. And in fact, I like this reply under here. Idolatry, he says. And then look, this is just some Trump supporters. This is just, I mean, like, this is any Trump rally, Trump event you go to, this is the sort of stuff that you see. They will justify and rationalize literally anything he does. The 4 indictments, the 91 criminal charges, the attempting to overthrow the election, the tax cuts for the rich, the illegally bombing an Iranian commander, almost getting us into another gigantic war, trying to coup Venezuela, destroying the administrative state and the Consumer Financial Protection. They'll defend everything. But he says, oh my, the Taylor Swift fans, it's idolatry. Well, I'd much rather have, like, hero worship of somebody who sings catchy songs than hero worship of somebody who's, like, one of the leading villains of the past few decades. Jesus. I'm still not done. So then we get to Jack Posobiec. He's got some thoughts as well for us on Taylor Swift. They can't help themselves. It's like a mind virus that took over the right, where all of them just have to shit on Taylor Swift relentlessly. Here we go.
The millions watching back TV, when we do the podcast, when we do War Room, when we do human events, right? That's who we got. And so that's who we have to go to war with. And so when it comes to winning these elections, we have to understand the new game. And when I talk about Taylor Swift, I say it's so obvious to me. She's the perfect vehicle to go to those low propensity white liberal women to say, I need you to come out. I need you to come out for what? What'll be the issue? It'll be abortion, right? Abortion will be the issue. You need to come out. You need to get out on here. And we can all see it. I'm sorry? I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But unfortunately, I have to live in the world of what's, what.
I think what that guy said is she hasn't endorsed Joe Biden yet. She hasn't said almost anything political for a year. She got some people to sign up, but it was like a vague thing that she put out there to get people to sign up to vote. She's clearly a normie Democrat and leans left and endorsed Biden last time, but she hasn't said anything at all recently.
Potential threats could be out there, and the indicators and warnings right now are going off the charts. That of course she came out as a Democrat in 2020. She attacked Marsha Blackburn in 2018. She's driven out voters using her social media presence in the past, and so it really seems like all the.
By the way, look how threatened they are by that. They are threatened by the idea of a pop star being like, "Hey, sign up to vote." And what could be wrong with that in principle? If there was some right-wing celebrity telling people, "Hey, go sign up to vote," would I melt down for it for 2 weeks straight and say this is unfair? Of course not. But they can't help themselves. They want to rig the game up front.
Going, and then of course take my word for it. The New York Times has already said that the Biden administration is working on what they call the Taylor strategy. So again, it's not about her as a person. It's about the machine that's around her and how they can use the power of her celebrity. And people have said, well, wait a minute, Jack. Celebrities have always gotten into politics and it doesn't really matter. Yes, it matters now because.
But okay, by the way, the idea that would be like a total game changer if Taylor Swift got involved. I don't know if you guys remember. Hillary Clinton had every single celebrity under the sun endorsing her, backing her, doing events with her. And you know what happened? Nothing. She lost. Okay, the idea that this is like, oh, that'll be it. It's just, they're just so insecure because they know they're not bringing anything to the table policy-wise to improve your life. So they're scared that just a pop star endorsement will crush them.
Change the system of voting. Right, because they change it to ballots, because they change it to, and by the way, we can do this as well. We don't have a Taylor Swift on our side, but you know who we have? We have Kid Rock, we have Ted Nugent, we have influencers, right? We have all these people, John Voight, we have people that...
We have Kid Rock, we have Ted Nugent, we have John Voight. Oh man, yeah, they're really gonna drive people to the polls, huh? John Voight's like 98 years old. Ted Nugent has been for the past 2 decades just vomiting and shitting himself and ranting against every Democrat in the country like an absolute lunatic. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Come out and use their audiences, number one. And I want an army of Scott Presslers at every Kid Rock event and every Ted Nugent event. And I hope, by the way, and I need to talk to those guys about this because I've got this idea that maybe we even ask them, you guys mind doing a little tour later this year? Are you doing anything this fall? And I don't know where, but maybe I can think of a couple of states like, I don't know, Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, to have them running around Nevada, of course, Nevada, please. Yes, of course, right here. So it's all about operations right now. They've got their operation. It's a great operation.
Yeah, that'll be a real game changer, man. The Kid Rock Ted Nugent concert will swing the election. All right, I'm still not done. This is maybe the most unhinged. Here we go.
America's pop star celebrity sweetheart joins forces with the top dog in the NFL, playing for the team that's going to the Super Bowl. I mean, let's be real here. This is bread and circuses on steroids. Major League Sports, in and of itself, is nothing but a psyop. Get kids plugged into the cycle of going to public indoctrination camps, playing sports for their school, and going to games.
Okay, not only is she attacking the number one pop star in the country, in fact, the number one pop star in the world, now she's attacking the great American pastime of football and saying it's all a psyop. It's all to control you. Do you have no idea who your audience is, lady? Jesus, this is great.
End up devoting their entire childhood to competing in various sports, only to be cut from the team, at which point they become brainwashed into supporting professional teams because they know their dreams of becoming a pro athlete will probably never happen. So then they become obsessed with some grown man who gets paid millions of dollars every year to throw a ball around while promoting poison death shots and child slave labor through various brand deals and endorsements. So sad. Imagine being so brainwashed by sports you actually show up to your team stadium to shovel snow for free so you can watch a bunch of grown men who are overpaid tackle each other.
Bro, they have literally negatively polarized themselves into hating football and the number one pop star in the country. They are just hemorrhaging all sorts of political clout. I mean, look, here's the bottom line. Normies are looking at you right now like, what on earth is wrong with you? This is like normie repellent. This is normie kryptonite here. What she's doing and what she's saying. And again, I want to reiterate, we had Vivek Ramaswamy, who was running for president and did half decent in Iowa, and he's a big right-wing star now, and he came out and basically said this is a deep state plot where they're rigging it so that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will endorse Biden. I mean, this is cuckoo stuff, bro. They're out in La La Land with this. But it's universal. It's universal. It's all, let's attack Taylor Swift all day, every day for something she hasn't even done yet. She hasn't even endorsed Joe Biden yet. And even if she does, I'm not convinced that's going to make much of a difference. Because it didn't make a difference for Hillary Clinton when she had every celebrity under the sun, every singer, every Hollywood person under the sun come out and say, I'm with her. All right, let's keep going.
Seriously, though, trudging through 3 feet of snow amid a massive blizzard just to watch a game? Yeah, sorry, you couldn't pay me to do that. Just imagine for a moment if people were as dedicated to Jesus as they are professional sports. I think the country might look pretty different if that were the case. But sadly, as we know, it's not. And perhaps that's why we're witnessing the crumbling and degradation of our once great nation. Instead, all we seem to care about are the celebrities and athletes propped up by the Hollywood elites and this ongoing theater, this fake, carefully crafted show that the masses have been hypnotized by and can't seem to turn off.
Wow. Let me be clear about this. It would not be a Taylor Swift endorsement that brings people to the Democrats. It wouldn't. We haven't seen much impact of celebrity endorsements, arguably for decades, right? But what will happen is your extremism and lack of normiedom pushes people away from you. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that Taylor Swift brings people to the Democrats. It's that the shit you say like this, where you attack football and the number one pop star in the country, that pushes people away from you. And they go, these people are weirdos, man. These people are weirdos. Still not done. I got one more for you. Sean Hannity, the big dog himself. Let's see what he has to say.
Or maybe she just bought into all the lies about conservatives and Republicans, that they're racist and sexist and homophobic and xenophobic and transphobic and Islamophobic, that Republicans and conservatives want dirty air and water and a total ban on all abortion with no exceptions. If she believes all that, she is believing a lie, because those talking points are simply untrue. Now, I'm just saying, maybe she wants to think twice before making a decision about 2024. Here with reaction.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Over the course of 24 to 48 hours, virtually every single right-wing commentator has come out with an anti-Taylor Swift screed. They've gone after her. They said she better stay out. They've said, Charlie Kirk famously a couple weeks ago that we covered, or a month or so ago, did a whole thing about how Taylor Swift is destroying America and she's a terrible role model and she makes women dependent on the government and birth control and all sorts. By all means, proceed, y'all. Proceed. Donald Trump, please proceed. Do your holy war against Taylor Swift. Because again, I want to be clear, it is not that a Taylor Swift endorsement wins the election for Democrats. It's not. It's that the more extreme and weird and bizarre you guys come across, the more people are going to be like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with these guys? They are such a freakish cult. They're such a freakish cult. I'll reiterate, they have negatively polarized themselves into attacking football and the number one pop star in the world. Punching above your weight just a little bit now, aren't you? Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.